I have genital herpes for the rest of my life because of his stupid cold sore. And like, he doesn't have to deal with these consequences. I do. Like, I can't stand the thought of him. Like, and he wants to bring me flowers. I want to throw those flowers in the trash in front of his face.
Flowers after herpes?
Down the stairs. I want to punish him forever for this, because how dare he do this to me, destroy me forever. But also, like, he's desperate for forgiveness. I'm like, why should I forgive you? Why? Like, the scales of justice are just so messed up here. And he's been crying for days, just wanting forgiveness. And I don't know if forgiving him is the right thing to do. And if I do, like, what do I get for, forgiving you? Like, I have this forever. Like, he doesn't have to deal with it. I don't know what to do. Is this relationship just infernoed and in ashes because of this?
Does that feel good? Like, to get all out like that?
All right. So your opinion on that.
Herpes, how did he get that? Where did he get that from?
Okay.
Cheating?
Okay.
I guess it depends too. Did they just get together, or did this just happen when they were in a relationship for a year? Because you get that from messing with multiple people.
Okay.
So I would be testing. I would take his ass and go test him and be like, DNA swabs, everything.
How do you think, if you were like at his house for the first time, how would you inspect him? As in, be like, okay, it's about to go down, and her right here, she got herpes, which sucks. So I don't know if it's through blood or just spit. I don't even know how that works because I've never had herpes. So how would you be like, hey, before we do this, we're gonna go get tested, because you have some men who don't even know.
Yes. Well, actually, I promised myself, once I got over 20, well, this was before my boyfriend, but I already knew everything about him. Very innocent, hasn't done anything.
Wait, Oh.
Yeah.
So how, in your opinion, I guess, how is herpes, I guess, transmitted?
Just, sleeping with someone who has it. It's just like, you don't know. It's just a game of tag.
What is it? Is it spit, or is it blood, or is it just by
I know cold sore is spit.
A touch. Okay.
Yeah. Maybe, I'm assuming it has to do with saliva, just contact,
Bro, that's sketch. Hey, girl. And then you have herpes? Dead. And then, like her right here, dead. Right? She's heated. All right. Anyways, so, yeah, how would you be like, hey, before we get up to it, how would you
This is why I bring up 4 months all the time, because you figure this shit out within those 4 months.
4 months, okay.
Yeah, I told myself, once I get older, and obviously people experience, if I get with someone that's not a virgin, you will be getting tested. Because I'm not going to get anything, absolutely not, from you experiencing, especially if she's not in the picture. That's weird, But for her not to know that, and maybe what would make me mad too is, what if he did know that?
Oh, the herpes?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe if you have HIV, you have to be like, hey, I have herpes, or you get, I don't know, like you're in jail because you didn't do some kind. I don't know the ins and outs of it, but yeah. So it's like, hey, I got herpes. Nope, I'm dead.
Yeah.
No, I'm out. No, I don't got time for that.
Oh yeah, are you fucking kidding me? You think I'm gonna stay there? Like, oh, I love you. Love is not enough to stay for herpes. I don't care. I'm not gonna sit there and die with you. That is shit. No, not that way.
Okay, so you would be like, hey, babe, I love-ish you. Before anything, we have to go have you tested. Yeah. Because I've been tested, and here's the proof, right? Mm-hmm. And then like, hey, you need to get tested. Oh, but no.
If I don't like that, well, get the fuck out of my face.
Okay, all right. Oh, dang. So, okay, it's all good, said and done. He's good,
That's fine. He's good. But if he got herpes, he could crumble that paper and walk away with it.
So, in her case, she's like, bro, he he was doing some stuff. He had the herpes, and yeah. So how would you kind of?
I would sue him. I would get every lawyer, and I would make sure. I guess if I know that I'm gonna die because I got something crazy,
I thought from herpes you can't.
You don't know, but I would just go to that extent. You know?
Okay.
Like, if I gotta live with it,
you're petty.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'll be all
Hell
petty.
yeah.
If I'm gonna live with it forever, I got a part of him that's with me forever. So I'm gonna take something from him, and that's gonna be his money.
But if he doesn't have no money,
well, he better get a fucking job. I'm gonna give him like a year, and I'm gonna do something. I'll tell you, I'm gonna do something about it. I'm gonna get something good out of it. So, I got something bad. He's gonna get something bad too.
Bro, that's
Fair game.
crazy. Dang. All right, so how about HIV? HIV.
Well, I just count my days, I guess, and hope for the best. No, I would probably, if I knew that I was gonna die, I would make sure that I left with the craziest name ever, and I would probably his ass.
I'm about to bleep that shit out, bro.
I would him. I would cut his and then I would sell him.
I don't know her, bro. That is nuts. On camera, you're dead. No, that shit's getting edited out for sure, bro. You're nuts.
Yep.
Shit. Yeah, I don't. Do you inspect it before it?
I don't
shit
use
goes down?
condoms. I am a big believer in not using them.
You don't have kids, so how does this happen? Like,
Birth control.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know, it's not 100% stopping seed up to the egg and all that kind of stuff.
I just, because I'm sitting there waiting, and I'm like, fuck it.
Bro, you're sketch. So you want kids then?
No.
Practically.
No.
Nah, that's crazy.
No, well, this is actually really funny.
Hey, boy, you're like so quiet. Like your tone goes down.
Because this is kind of crazy. My boyfriend, I am allergic to his semen, and he is, TMI, big that I've got sent to the ER like 4 times a week, and I almost broke up with him because of it. It hurt. It was so painful, and once we got that figured out, like it felt like my uterus. It was really bad. My uterus swollen, and then it pushed on my colon that I couldn't shit for a week. My insides were literally... Bro,
that's the homie right there.
No,
I'm sorry.
No.
Sorry.
But what made me, because if I didn't want to tell him, because if he told a guy that, he would be like, oh yeah, I'm that.
Yeah, who's next?
Yeah, no,
sorry.
No. He wouldn't be here right now if he said that.
Yeah.
But
he's like, I'm going to be in the industry. Sorry, go ahead.
Absolutely not.
Yo.
And I knew that he was good when I told him, and he was like, I'm sorry, like, what can I do to help you? And he was never cocky about it, but
because he's so innocent.
Yeah, which, that's why I like innocent men.
Okay.
So sweet. And he would take me there. I remember and it wouldn't even happen.
Shit, he's in love. Shit, I want this one.
I know he is. That's why I love him.
Shit, I want him on.
Yeah, he is, like... If you met the other men that I talked to, they're not... Well, I mean, they were good just because they want to talk back to me, just because I trained them to be like that. But he's literally changed my perspective on life.
Nice.
Seeing different things, which I know helped me a lot. But, yeah, he would... I remember we went to Texas Roadhouse one time.
Bomb. So good.
And we didn't do anything, but it would just flare up randomly. And he had to carry me out, and I have to lay a certain way to feel okay. And I was crying on the way home. And I told him, I was like, I can't do this. Like, I don't know if I could be with you, because this sucks. Like, or I would have to sit, like, if you sit with your knees up, it helps with getting rid of inflammation. And it was hard. Like, the first... I want to say 2 or 3 months, I was going to Kaiser and they couldn't figure it out. Fucking Kaiser. They don't have they just test me for the same shit over and over, and I gotta pay $20 every time. I figured it out by myself. I diagnosed myself.
You're name dropping Kaiser.
Yeah. I found out I was allergic because I took Benadryl. Okay. I searched it. I was doing research.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, maybe it's an allergy because it only happened after.
Yeah.
So I'm, figuring it out. I took Benadryl. felt so much better. And I was like, I'm allergic to you. But he also is, semen, protein, a lot of protein. He's very fit, very into working out.
Yeah.
Actually, funny story. We went to Costco yesterday.
Swole. Okay.
Yeah. Well,
Sorry.
well, he is definitely now because he's bulking. But we went to Costco and he's putting all this healthy stuff in the cart, and I'm swooping in some unhealthy stuff in there, and he didn't know until we got there. But I told him, I'm here to balance. You're healthy, I'm unhealthy.
Bro, you are trying to screw with his mind. Hey, and then he's like, oh my God, I'm in love, but I'm going to go tear it up after. Sorry, guys.
Well, I know and that's what I love, because I know innocent men are just so sweet like that. But when he's going to f it up, he's going to f it up.
Dang. Okay, yeah, that's intense.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Well, okay. Well, I just think it's fun.
Right there.
Yeah, because I'm not a man. Men were produced to think that they, need to keep population going. So I'm like, okay, whatever. But if you can't control it and you're just, like, if you're looking at women like objects, then I don't fuck with that. But, I can't complain because all the men that I've dated were never like that, obviously. Because I wouldn't date you if you were like that.
Okay.
But, like, my boyfriend, so funny. This is, like, crazy. But when we first met, because he was like, oh, yeah, I want to wait for the right woman, because he also had, like, his shit together. Go to the gym, he had a nice car. That was his thing. Worked and all that, and he dated this crazy bitch before we met.
Shit, okay.
And she got involved with my life. She didn't even target him, she targeted me. So that's how I knew she was, like, insecure and
He's
stuff.
my man. Okay.
Yeah, and I was like, first of all, and I let him know, I'm not fighting for you. I'm fighting for myself now, because this bitch is targeting me. I would never fight for a man. Never. I don't care. I'm like, but she could have you. But anyways, when we first met, he was like, oh, I'm saving myself for the right woman. And I like that. I love innocent men.
So how do you know her and him, they didn't smash up?
Just because I knew everyone in that circle, and
okay, yeah,
and
yeah, they're like, oh yeah, I heard this. No, you didn't hear that.
Yeah,
so, okay.
And my boyfriend at the time was not an asshole, but he knew what he wanted. Like, if you were rude to him, because this girl was rude to him. I'm really sassy, but, like, I love you. Like, if last night I thought he was choking and I got up real fast and I almost started CPR. But this girl was rude. Like, I've seen text messages and stuff, but he was like, okay, bye. She's like, you're not gonna pick me up? No, I'm not gonna pick you up.
Gee,
yeah, he knew. So if I was like that with him sometimes, he would be like, okay, that's fine. And I would do tell. All the time.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm like, okay, he's a challenging one, but he's super nice to me. But back to what I was saying, he was like, oh, I'm gonna save myself, and I was like, like, I wonder if I'm gonna be the one to, am I that woman in your eyes? And I was.
So you guys had that whole kind of spiel right there, how you guys spoke about that, because I'm sure as you're sitting down, hey, are you just gonna smash me, or are we actually gonna do this? You're like, oh no, hey, I'm actually a virgin, all this extra stuff. I know this is probably a team. I might have to have this out.
Mm-hmm.
You're the one who are like, bro, you're gonna smash me right now. You said,
yes. Well, it's actually,
and you said, shit.
Yeah, because he was like, I thought he was religious because of the way that he was talking to me, and I'm like, that's great, but can you pull your pants down? I'm like, that's great, but we went out. Cool. Yeah, we went out to eat, and he was so polite. Like, you could tell he wasn't there for the sex, and that kind of bothered me, because I'm like, you're a man. Why aren't you thinking about me? But
so is it after the after?
Like the first, because it's funny, we met at the gym, but then we found out that we worked together because we had different shifts, and I was shopping, and I was like, oh my God, like, you work here? Mm-hmm. And he's like, yeah.
Hooked you in right there.
Yeah, and then we talked there, but we met at the gym, so our first time talking was at the gym. So
I do have to ask you, because you have certain people who do not speak to whoever at the gym, because, like they're getting swolled out or whatever, and they're just there to get shredded. How did he come speak to you? Like, dang, shit, you be looking thick on those squats or what? Yo.
No, well, it's funny because one of his friends that I work with as well also did bring him up and introduce him to me. But He was very tall, 6'3", very tall man. And like I said, I love height. So when he wore all black too, it makes you look taller
and more slender.
Yeah, and I was like, oh my God. I'm like, look at that. But we went to the gym because I was like, oh, maybe I don't want to talk to him. Like, because I got out of my old relationship and I just wanted to be by myself. But I had someone else in the gym that was talking to me, but he was a no-go. I didn't.
Well, why so? He just swolled out or short
I'm
or
so
white?
sorry if he sees white, yes. He was like, his hair, it almost looked like he was a ginger, and he had fake teeth.
That's fucking fresh.
No,
just clean, my guy.
Let me tell you.
Clean. Wait, he had fake teeth? Like, hey, what's up?
Yeah, like pull that shit out.
How sick is that, though?
No, it's
what's
genetic. I'm not going to introduce my
geez.
kids to people and be like, 4 teeth. That's embarrassing. No offense to anyone that has that, but it's just my...
Too late?
Anyways.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't care. So he took me... He was the first guy that I met. I met both of them at the gym. I'm not going to say his name. We met, and, we were talking. He shook my hand. I was like, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was working out, and I was doing legs, so I was all dizzy, and I couldn't even see him. I was like, how tall is he? And he was just like, can I get your Instagram? And I was like, yeah. And he was telling me all this random shit. I was, like, out of it.
You said, I don't care.
I was like, yeah, sure. Whatever, take it. And then we ended up messaging. We met at the gym, and I saw him. He was 6'1", and I was like, okay, you're good. And we hung out, and we were talking. He would talk about school, family, and I'm like, okay, he's good. Like, I like his mindset. He said, I have something to put out on the table, and I didn't think he meant put it out on the table.
Oh, what are we talking about? Okay.
His teeth. And he was like, it's genetic, but...
the homie you were speaking to before your boy. Okay.
Yeah. He was the first guy that came up to me, and he pulled his teeth out and put it on the table.
I wouldn't have done that.
That's what I'm saying. Why the
I
fuck
would have smashed it up first.
Okay, well, that doesn't happen with me. We're talking about me. That's not going to happen.
Okay.
Will not happen.
Nah.
No.
Okay.
But, yeah.
Okay.
But he put it on the table, and it took everything in me to be like, oh, wow. And the whole time, Jay, I was traumatized. I was like, the fact that it was genetic, and he was like, oh yeah, I want kids. Do you want kids? Yeah. Fuck no.
Not
if
with
my
you.
kids are gonna be gummylicious, I don't want that shit. I do not want that. So I had to find a way to tell him, like, I didn't tell him it was because of that, because that's rude.
Yeah.
I slowly brought him out of the picture, and then my boyfriend's name is Anthony. He doesn't care. Hi, Anthony.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Yeah,
like,
no, he
my
doesn't care.
beep. Okay.
Yeah.
Shit, here. Brush is not coming off. I would say, hey, you should. Anyways.
Yeah, but he met me at the gym too, and that's when I found. I think he knew I worked at. I didn't even know what his name was.
Bro, why are you saying names?
Oh, sorry, I forgot. Okay,
go ahead.
restart. But I found out that we worked at the same job, and his friend worked there as well. And his friend actually worked at that gym at that time.
Oh.
So he would be like, hey, Anthony's over there if you want to talk to him. I'm like, I don't want to talk to him. I saw him in a tank top, his arms.
You said.
Oh, I was like, what's his name again? I'm like, I forgot. He was so, because I thought he was lean, which is fine, but he had a lot of muscle, and he was tall, and I was like, wow, this man has his shit together. But.
So for you want tall, super shredded, or just toned up?
I'm not really big when it comes to muscles. I prefer like bigger arms and like abs. But he had an 8-pack at the time. I felt like a fat ass next to him.
you go, bro. Okay. How about arms cool, all like that. How about his legs, like as in how you kind of see it? Because I see some big homies swole. I'm like, bro, you didn't do legs, or it's hard for him to get huge legs.
Well, he's proportional. So
it works. Okay.
Yeah, so like you could tell that he works out his legs, but he was just very like lean and fit.
Nice.
Like,
okay.
I remember we went out to eat, and he didn't like eat anything.
Nah, I'm grubbing.
Yeah, and I was like,
unhealthy. Okay.
Yeah, like he was like water, this and that, and I love Dr. Pepper. I will drink Dr. Pepper anywhere, anytime, and I would always order that, and I'm like, dude, what the fuck?
Bro, I have some in there because her as well.
You're lying.
She loves the Dr. Pepper. You should. I'll have it when you're on with him if you guys want to come on.
Oh yeah,
as a
he
couple.
totally would.
That would be interesting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I do wonder how he'll act of course, me being me, I've never met him, but of course, being on.
Oh, I would have to tell him what to say.
I tear that shit up like, she's about to have my babies, like, bro, no.
I don't know. Well,
that Mercedes though, that shit's twin turboed. You can hear that real quick. Sorry.
Yeah, you bring up his car, he could talk about that all day.
Yeah, I want to see how he is at that. Because I've experience with cars and around certain men who have cars. Oh my God, it's faster than you. And I'm like, bro, you're broke. You don't even do nothing. Yeah, but my fucking car's fast. Because I was there. I was in that. I'm like, bro. And then you die.
Well, what I can say, and we already had this conversation, obviously. But, because I was like, we were trying to find his Instagram because he's very private. Like, he doesn't want to
were trying to, like, you and your friends were trying to.
Me,
your mom is in on this.
Because I was very interested in him and I almost wanted to ask him out. But I don't do that because I'm scared of rejection. My mom was like, just go up and talk to him. And I was like, like, I don't do that. So we were looking for his Instagram because I followed friends of his friends and I was looking through everyone's Instagram.
Oh, you are a fed.
Oh, yeah. 100%. But I would cancel out people, but I couldn't find him. So I was like, okay, let's just go to the people that don't have, like, their actual names out there. And I found him. I was looking at his highlights, but one of the highlights
he wasn't private.
No. Well, you knew it wasn't him, but his account was public, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was looking through his highlights, and he had some pictures of him in there, but I was just tapping through it all. And you know how you can add, like, a picture that you just posted into your highlights?
Yeah.
He did that, so it was still new, so he could see who viewed it.
Oh.
And he saw me, and he followed me in 2 minutes.
He said, yep.
Yeah, and I was like, fuck. I almost deactivated my whole Instagram because I was so embarrassed. Because I don't lack when I stalk. Never do. Like, but.
Bro, you got caught slipping on that one.
Yeah, and I was like, oh my God. I was about to delete my whole Instagram. But that happened, and I was like, okay. And my mom was like, he has a Mercedes. He goes to the gym. He works.
Oh my
God.
I
told her, because I didn't know what a Mercedes was until I met him. I'm not even lying. I swear on my life. I'm not lying. I didn't know what a Mercedes was. I knew it started with the M, but I was telling everyone he had a Mustang because that's the only car that I knew that started with the M.
That's a Ford life.
Yeah, and I told my mom, I was like, the car, it starts with the M. And she's like, Mustang? And I was like, I think so. Or it was like a Mercedes. She's like, oh, no. Like, there's no way he has a Mercedes. But there was a way. I don't know. Well, I know how. I don't know if he wants me to put that out there, but.
That's why you're with him.
No, I didn't know that because I thought he was a drug dealer. No, I'm dead serious. I thought he was a drug dealer because we work at the same place. I could never afford a Mercedes.
Yeah, you're like, I know how much you make, my guy.
Yeah.
Like, nah.
Yeah, and because he was so private, I'm like, why? Like, do you have to be private? Or, like, what do you do? And it took a while for me to get it out of him, but he finally said it.
Okay, so that's, all right.
Yeah, but one thing that, when I first met, I was like, okay, obviously he has all this. He probably goes to school too. He didn't when we first met. So that was almost a deal breaker for me. But he said, like, I will go back to school if you get with me. It's like, oh, well, I got to see something first. I gotta see something happen. And he's like, okay. He's like, I'll figure it out. He's going to trade school right now. He's almost done with his classes, and then he's going to be an industrial mechanic making a lot of money. So
you're not a gold digger. You're more of a person who wants more, whatever that word is.
Yeah, I don't want you to come up with me with a silly ass car right now. I want to see that you worked for it and you have a place to put that silly ass car at. Like, you have a house that you could pull up into. And
you're not at home with your parents and
Yeah, like, if you're just saying, oh, I have this right now, well, that's the only thing you got to be worried about. Of course you do. But when you have kids and all this and you could still afford that, that's fucking badass.
Or you're just in a lot of debt because there's not, I don't know a lot of people who have that. Unless they're doing big things.
Yeah.
They own stuff. They own this. They own this. And they have an LLC. They're doing business. Which is awesome.
Yeah.
That's the goal for me right now. It's late, but it's never too late. Mm-hmm. Like right now I'm trying to get shit done. And like, yeah, it's a thing. but it's not taught, it's caught.
Oh yeah,
for sure. I go, damn.
Yeah, I think it takes like seeing something, whether it's your family or just one incident that happens that makes you go, oh shit, like I need to get it together.